Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Halloween Horror Month. My window's open because it's actually kind of cool today. So, decent temperatures for September. You know. So we're going to talk about Abigail. Yes, Abigail. So let's get this out of the way. When this came out, a lot of people complained. There was a lot of complaining. Oh, the trailer spoiled the twist. The trailer spoiled the twist. There's it's both ways in a way. You know, I thought, and this is my thinking before I saw the movie. All right, here's the thing: I had heard about Abigail. I had heard this movie come out. Abigail. There was a lot of it's Radio Science's next movie, and there's a lot of positive things going towards it. So I'm like, okay, what is this? So I checked out the trailer, and as soon as I saw the trailer, I was in because of what was in the trailer. The trailer showed you it was a vampire movie, and as a fan of vampire flicks, from Dusk Till Dawn, The Lost Boys, Dracula 2000 is an underrated one. I'm a fan of vampire flicks. So seeing this was a vampire flick, I was in. So, there is a debate here. It was spoiling, yes, but if they went through this trailer and never showed it was a vampire movie, I, and probably some other people, probably wouldn't have been as interested in it as we were, knowing it was a vampire flick. And another side of me said, alright, the trailer did a good job of showcasing it. It's a vampire movie. Good. As long as the movie doesn't make it a surprise that she's a vampire. They did. They from Dusk Till Dawn did. Basically. The first part of this movie is basically just getting to know our kidnapper characters. If you don't know, the premise is that a group of kidnappers are hired to kidnap a girl for ransom money by Giancarlo Esposito's character. So, Lassard or something, Lassard, whatever. He tells them, I'll give you $50 million, which $50 million, not a lot. Especially since you have to split it between 5-6 people. 5, right? There's Joey, Frank, Sammy, Peter, and Rickles. Yes, they're named after the Rat Pack. There's also Dean. There's 6 of them. There's Dean. I forgot about Dean. Yeah, we'll get to him. I'm trying not to be disrespectful of the dead, but, I don't know. We'll get to him. But, Dean. So there's 6 of them. And 50 million split 6. First of all, I don't know how you split 50 million amongst 6 people. You think if there's 5 of them, they get $1 million a piece. Or $10 million a piece, excuse me. $10 million a piece. How do you do that with 6 people and $50 million? Is there a way? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There's 30. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 5. Okay. I'm going by 5 million. So 6 million. 6 million. Six, 12, 18, 19, 24, 29, 30. 30 is 5. So then it's 6. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do 7. I'm not going to be able to do 7s. So I just don't know how that would work. 50 million for 6 people. I don't know. I'd have to get a calculator, and that's on my phone, and I can't, whatever. So that's the premise. And for the first half of this movie, it's basically following these characters as they're trying to figure out what to do. They're waiting, and then the other shoe drops, and it's a vampire flick. I don't like it when something is supposed to be a twist in the movie and the marketing spoils it. I was fine with it being... A lot of people will defend this decision. Again, there's a double-edged sword here, because would people be pissed if they marketed... Like, was Dusk Till Dawn marketed as a vampire flick when it first started? I don't know. I don't remember that far back. But I just think there's a double-edged sword, because, like, you're spoiling something. You're spoiling a twist that happens in the middle of the movie. But also, some people, like myself, probably wouldn't have checked this out. If they didn't know it was a vampire flick. And also, you gotta go by this. That nowadays, people complain about marketing spoiling things. But to be honest, they're two-faced. Because they'll complain, oh, the marketing is spoiling some stuff from the movie. That we get the whole movie in one trailer. But those same people will go to a movie with a trailer that didn't spoil anything, and within an hour after the movie, go online and spoil every goddamn thing in said movie. Right? I pretty much know most, if not all, the cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine because people won't shut the fuck up on the internet. I'm in this Marvel group, this MCU group, and some people say, well, don't go into the group. That's not how it works. As soon as you log on Facebook, whatever pops up, you're going to see that. And so I'm just going on Facebook to check stuff, check my notifications. And I can't even do that because as soon as I clip, boom, spoiler alert. But, boom, pops up. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Ooh, I'm going to make the name of myself here. Yeah. You let everybody know what happened here today. Yes, I know all about that because people wouldn't stop posting it multiple times. And when I try to voice my opinion on it, I'm the one who gets in trouble and gets my freaking comments removed from people claiming it was Facebook that removed them because I swore in them. But I've seen other people's comments with swearing and they're not removed. And I'm barely using swearing. It's just... So, you know, my point is, spoilers nowadays. So like I said, even if they didn't put it in the trailer, guaranteed, anyone who went to this movie, then go on the internet an hour or so later, oh my god, it's a vampire movie, it's a vampire movie, it's a vampire movie, spamming it all over the internet. Because that's how it is nowadays. So it's a double-edged sword. Would you want to know that it's a vampire movie? My solution to this is to the filmmakers, don't make it a twist. Because everybody went into this knowing it's a vampire movie. And this is where it gets kind of negative-ish. You're now sitting here for half the movie waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for it to become a vampire movie. And what you get is a decent first half, getting to know our characters, albeit not their real names, but through some exposition and interactions, you get to know these characters. And for the most part, except for one character, all these characters are interesting. Scotty, which character is not interesting? Which character didn't you like? Dean. No disrespect to Angus Cloud. I don't get the praise this character gets. I have heard praise from this character. This seems like the guy just showed up drunk and read his lines verbatim and they just didn't care. I don't get why people are praising. Because, like, I watched the kill count for this already. Dead Meat. He praised him. Cody Leeds praised him. People, you praise him. That's fine. I think they're just trying not to be disrespectful of the dead. Because I don't get this performance. It generally feels like he's just drunk or on something and just going through the movie. Now, he's the first one that gets killed off, and immediately I went, thank you. I knew the actor had passed, so no disrespect to the actor, all due respect. I just didn't like this character. It was a little bit annoying to me, right? Like, what's an annoying character? Shorty from Scary Movie. Switch them around, but a little bit more enjoyable, right? I don't know. He felt off to me, right? And yeah, the actress who played Abigail, she's great for a young actress. She's actually like 12, 13, whatever. But she's good for a good actress. Dan Stevens is tearing it up in this movie. He is like marking his territory within the film community. And the Godzilla vs. Kong, or Godzilla X Kong, excuse me. And then he's in Cuckoo. I hear good things about his performance in that. And now he's in this. Watch The Guest. You know, the movie itself is the middle of the road for me, but his performance is great. You know what I mean? Or did he get a pretty good? I remember this a while ago. The Guest, he's good in that. So, he's great. And then you have Catherine Newton and Melissa Barrera. They are good in this. Kevin Durant, another actor that I really like from other things. He's that son of a bitch Kimmy from Lost. He was the Blob. You call me Blob. I said Bob. And X-Men Origins Wolverine that I don't hate with a passion like every other X-Men fan does. Marvel fan, comic book movie fan does. I don't hate it like much. I find some merits. It's not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination. But still, he's good. Apparently, he was supposed to be from Louisiana, but they changed him to Canadian so he could use his natural Quebec accent. That's his natural accent? Has he been using a fake accent in every movie he does? Because if this is his natural accent, then I had never heard his natural accent before here. Unless he's amping it up a bit, you know, for theatricality. Yeah. There is another character that I'm iffy on, but it's Dan Stevens' character, Frank. I like him. Until they pull the third act thing with him, and then I went, no, you didn't need to do that. So, throughout the film, there are revelations of who this girl is. It's the daughter of this gangster guy who's also revealed to be a vampire, and I guess could be Dracula. I guess, which makes Abigail Dracula's daughter. They do play Swan Lake a lot in this movie. She's a ballerina, so they play it a lot in this movie. This is a bit of a nitpick, but if you're gonna do a vampire movie, follow the rules. They don't follow the rules. They grab stuff. Do like garlic, crucifix, or cross, as you're supposed to call it, cross. Because crucifix, you think of Jesus, but the cross, you got Jesus that I get too. Okay, garlic, holy water, cross. The main things, wooden stake. 3 out of 4 of those things don't matter in this movie because they don't follow those rules. Also, I love Frank's reaction when Sammy comes back in with onions. Sammy, those are fucking onions. I got him, Sammy. Those are fucking onions. Just how because he's doing like a Brooklyn accent, you know. Yeah. So none of those work except for the wooden stake. I guess that works. Also, they're also iffy on. So they do the transformation where you have to not only bite them, but they have to drink the vampire's blood. Okay, that's been done in multiple versions. Fine. It's always different from version to version, whether it's just bite or or you drink blood, whatever. But also, they do a little extra that I kind of like, where Sammy gets bit and Abigail can control her and be a vampire through her. She's not really a vampire per se, but she still gets killed like one, I guess. But I don't know. At one point, she sticks her hand in the sun and she doesn't get burned or anything, but I don't know. She explodes later. Radio Silence like to do their blood explosion like at the end of Ready or Not, and they do it like 3 times in this. Right? Sammy, maybe it's Sammy, and then Giancarlo Esposito, and later with another character we'll talk about. But like, yeah, I like the blood splatter. Like by the 3rd time, it's like, okay, we get it. Like I like the right. Radio Silence said that they kind of credit the Lost Boys. Well, then why didn't you do like in the Lost Boys? Every time a vampire is killed, they die in a different way, whether an explosion or like, you know, it decomposition or something. A big blood spurt every time is kind of over, especially when you do it 3 times. A little overdone, I think, but extra blood, you know. There's also a scene where Sammy falls into that's Catherine Newton's character, by the way. She falls into a pit of a whole bunch of bodies. Apparently she hated that. I would too. There's like a smaller one and there's a big one. She liked the smaller one, the bigger one, not so much. But it's a whole bunch of bodies. Yeah. Okay, so where this film goes a little bit downhill for me is we are down to Joey, which is Melissa Barrera's character, and Frank, who is Dan Stevens. And at one point they decide to hide from Abigail where they can turn off the locks and everything. Giancarlo Esposito shows up and offers Frank a deal to help him kill Abigail and her father, and then they can go on and do whatever. They'll be free. He takes the deal, and Giancarlo Esposito turns him to a vampire, feeds him the blood, everything. And then Frank immediately stakes him and kills him. Now, if they followed the rules, that would mean Frank is now once again human. But they don't follow the rules, so he's still a vampire. Because if you stake or kill the vampire that bit you, you are now human again. And again, if they're crediting Lost Boys as inspiration, they really should have followed that rule. Matt, will you shut the fuck up? This is not the Indy 500, asshole. God damn. It sucks to live by the freeway when you just want to open the door and get some fresh air, but you hear... My God. Excuse me. So... So yeah, this is where he becomes the villain. And essentially it's Abigail and Joey trying to take him down. He tries to do the thing to control Joey, but she turns on him. And I felt like that should have been where he staked and that's it. But no, he stops her to begin to understand this a little bit more. And then they both take care of him and stake him and he's gone. Only for Abigail's father to show up when Joey goes to leave. And Abigail talks him into letting Joey go. And then the movie ends after she leaves. It's also stated that Joey has a son named Caleb. That she wants to be a better mother because she used to be a junkie, and I get all that. There's a what do you call it? There's a common ground there of Abigail's dad is not always there for her, and Joey wants to be there for her son now, not always there for him, so it's that kind of thing. Yeah. Overall, I did enjoy this. Some are calling this the Radio Science's best film. I don't completely agree. I prefer Ready or Not over this, but it is good. It is good. They're on a hot streak. It's pretty good. I don't think, well, with the exception of one, that they've made a bad movie. And I mean, I am going to do a ranking, but with the exception of one movie that I didn't know they did, I don't, recently, since Ready or Not, they've not done a bad movie, I don't think. I'm going to do a ranking because there are 5 movies. I'm not doing the anthology ones like VHS or, those anthology ones where they do just one little bit. I'm just, just the when they direct the whole movie. So there's 5. Yeah, and if you didn't know, the one that I didn't know is probably the worst one. The one I didn't know they directed is probably the worst one. I went, really? They directed that? Woofa. But we'll get to that when I do the ranking. I don't know when I'll do it. I'm hoping maybe I'll just pair it with this video. I'll do it later on this day. I don't know. But, so what are your thoughts on Abigail? Let me comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.